Hi, today is March 30th, 2023, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 535 for the year, The Faucet. The bathroom sink faucet stands alone. Yes, there is a hot water handle on its right and a cold water handle on its left, but they are handles, and there are two of them, and there is only one bathroom sink faucet. The faucet looks down on the handles, the way a cock might feel superior to the balls on either side of it. The faucet thinks it is cock of the walk, even though the faucet is incapable of walking. Here are some things that the faucet hates. 1. When it drips. 2. When the water comes out rusty. 3. When the water is too hot or too cold. 4. When too much water comes out. 5. Being called a tap instead of a faucet. Other than those 5 things, and maybe a couple of other minor things, the faucet doesn't have a lot of hatred or resentments. A lot of faucets can be real dicks, but this faucet thought that it wasn't too much of a dick. And even though the handles are much more like balls than dicks, the faucet still believes that the handles can be quite dickish from time to time. Poem number 536, The Handles. Just as a couple of balls often think that the cock between them is a little too full of itself, so too do the hot and cold water handles think that the faucet acts a little too high and mighty. The handles agreed that it was as if the faucet had forgotten that without the handles it would be nothing. Of course, this agreement that the handles had between themselves was a silent agreement, because the handles could never have an audible conversation without the faucet getting in the way. The hot water handle would silently say to the cold, "Of course a cock shoots out semen and sperm, but where does the semen and sperm come from?" And then both handles would silently answer this rhetorical question in unison, "The balls." Then the cold water handle would say, in the secret language of the handles, "And it is just the same with you and me." And the hot water handle would silently agree, while even more silently thinking to itself that the cold water handle has a tiresome habit of stating the obvious. If you think the bathroom sink faucet and the bathroom sink hot and cold water handles are kind of judgmental, you aren't the only one. Poem number 537, The Bathtub Faucet. The bathtub faucet usually gets along with its handles and the shower spout, but oftentimes the peace in the bathtub was marred by the haughtiness of the bathroom sink faucet and the silent bickering of its handles and the judgmentalness of the three of them. But whether the water was hot or cold or lukewarm or whatever, whenever the water was flowing into the tub, there was peace and tranquility. It was almost tranquil. It was almost boring how tranquil it was in the bathtub most of the time. And it was more than almost boring how full of equanimity and serenity the bathtub faucet was most of the time. Poem number 538, The Tub and the Sink. The tub and the sink stayed above the fray by maintaining their positions below the fray. The tub and the sink weren't exactly buddies, but when the tub would ask the sink if the tub looked tubby, the sink could always be counted on to say, "Of course not. You're beautiful." This meant a lot to the tub, but it meant very little to the sink. Poem number 539, this is the last poem of the day, The Drains. As you might imagine, it was draining to be a drain. The tub and the sink were perfectly fine and unobjectionable, except for a bit of unnecessary self-consciousness on the part of the tub and a bit of enabling on the part of the sink. But the tub and the sink were angels compared to those fucking faucets. The drains had to constantly deal with the water that came spurting out of the faucets. And on top of that, there was hair and God knows what else that would clog the drains up. So the drains often felt like they were being treated like receptacles, objects into which fluid was dumped without a warning or a please or a thank you. At times, the drains were flooded with feelings, and at other times they were shut down and stopped up, and sometimes water would fill them nearly to the brim. It wasn't always an unpleasant feeling, but it wasn't always pleasant either. But at least the two drains, the bathtub drain and the bathroom sink drain, had each other, because there was no talking to the toilet. The drains felt no solidarity with the toilet, whose job was the most disgusting, but who seemed to love its job the most. The drains wondered how the toilet could enjoy its exploitation so much. Neither of the drains had a degree in psychology, but they both thought there was something seriously wrong with the toilet. I don't have a degree in psychology either, but I'm not going to judge the toilet or the tub or the sink or the handles or the faucet or the drains. I think there's been enough judgment this morning, and I think it's time that all of us just get on with our day. All right, that's it. Thank you. I appreciate you. I truly appreciate you. Did I mention that I appreciate you? Well, I do appreciate you. Thank you.